Hello, I'm Lowell Martin, and this is MCC Today. Don't touch that dial. On today's show, we have Heggie and Mandy Hurtt. You're going to learn a lot, so stay tuned.
We're turning the tables, rewriting the rules, letting the world know that success is not reserved for the privileged few. Every dreamer, every believer, every fighter has a chance to rise above. Together, we will find your path and change your future. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, at Meridian Community College, you are worth it. Now is your time. Find your wings.
And we are here with Mr. Wade Heggie today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing well. Now, Wade, you know, we always talk about titles.
Sure.
And you are the director of the Damon Fitness Center.
Correct.
But recently, you have added another rather large part to
Sure.
your title, which is
Head men's, women's swimming coach here at MCC. Yeah, it's scary, but
Right.
it's fun. I'm looking forward to this.
Now, we have always had the facility, or for many, many years now,
Sure.
because we've got a great swimming pool.
Brett.
And our area, you know, is great. But so why are we only now getting a swimming team, if you don't mind me asking? Have the stars finally aligned? And
I think it was asking the question at the right time, at the right place, and just kind of throwing it out there. I mean, MCC is always trying to look for new things to offer, whether
Sure.
it's programs, whether it's sporting events, or buildings to fit the need. And it just kind of in a passing, I had a meeting, I kind of discussed it, just, hey, what about this sport? I mean, it was not on there at first, and then they started thinking, you know, why not?
well, and this has kind of gone out like like a brush fire into the community, because yesterday I went to the eye doctor, and my eye doctor said, I hear that you will be offering us, you'll have a swim team. And I said, yes, it's supposed to start very soon. But now the logistics of it, because you want to start in the fall.
Correct.
Okay, so you're having to go at breakneck speed.
That's the hardest thing right now, because
Okay.
a lot of the swimmers, a lot of the student athletes have already decided where they want to go, and it's trying to tell them, hey, this is a great place right here. And
Okay.
I'm looking for the swimmers potentially that did not get that D1 offer,
Okay.
or that D2 or 3,
Okay.
and that are maybe thinking about going to four-year school. Say, hey, swimming is not for me. I'm kind of done with it because I really didn't get that chance to swim. But hey, we got a great opportunity for you here. This is a great place for you to learn and also get your basics done here too also.
Okay. Well, now, how many students are you looking for? Now, you say you're head coach for the men's and women's swim
Sure.
teams. So, how many how many will you need to have a swim team?
Well, let me put it what I could have to start with.
Okay.
I'm allowed to have 15 swimmers on each side.
Okay.
Okay. That's to start with. But then
That's 15 men's, 15
yes,
women.
Yes.
Okay.
But you can't have more than that. Okay. Because there's a lot of different things. It's kind of like intent to sign. So when we talk about that, when they officially do all the stuff and they sign, well, you can have people that are just on the team, whether they walk on, there's other things. So that's that part of it. What I would love to have is about 6 on each side for right now.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm looking at, but trust me, if I had more that wanted to come here, I would love to have them.
Now, as an athlete, when someone decides to come to a community college, what is it exactly that we can offer them?
Sure. First of all, from an athletic standpoint, no problem. We have aid for them.
Okay.
There are scholarships.
Okay.
And as typically with most sports, you're limited on that part of it. So what I mean by that is, yeah, you could offer somebody a full ride, but that cuts through everything. So maybe half of it or a fourth of it. There's a lot of different ways you can look at on how much you can add.
Okay.
There is aid that's there based on your test scores.
Okay.
Based on what score, if you made a 20, you made a 25, you made a 30, there's so much more money that you can receive from this pool of funds over here too.
Okay.
Bottom line is, as you know, at MCC, it's a whole lot cheaper coming here than it is going to a four-year school.
Yes, definitely.
So even if that athlete did not get any type of aid whatsoever, they're still saving money.
Okay. And so the students are on our swim team, will they be required to stay in the dorms?
If there is someone that lives close by, no.
Okay.
But for the ones that want to, yes, we do have a place for them to stay down there.
Okay. So you're looking for hopefully about 6 on men's team, 6 on women's team.
Correct.
So what exactly are you looking for?
Right now, we want people that want to be here.
Okay.
Okay. I want people that know how to swim. I mean, that's kind of a common sense thing. I mean, I've already had some phone calls already.
Paddle.
Yeah, and they asked me about if they could, swim certain parts of it, and I'm thinking, well, they didn't really understand what a swim team was.
Okay.
So just trying to educate what this consists of, because we're looking at people that will be able to handle 3 to 5 miles of practice in the morning and also at night.
Okay.
There's going to
So
be.
you can't just do part of it.
Correct.
You're going to have to, if you're in, this is what you're going to have to be able to do.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
And there's weight training also throughout the week. There's study hall times that we'll have to have. Dry land also. So there's a lot of different components to the sport that people just don't know.
I'm going to ask a stupid question.
Sure.
What is the season for swim? I honestly have no idea.
September 15th, we're able to start
Okay.
officially, and we'll go to the first week in March.
Okay. So September to the first week of March. So
Correct.
that's quite a long
That's quite
season.
a long season.
Okay, so do you, in that time frame, you will go to various meets?
Sure.
Okay.
Since
And is it almost like track and field in a way that we have like this run, and you do that the same with swimming?
Swimming is done a lot of time as a dual meet, so it's like 2 teams.
Okay.
Or like a tri meet with 3.
Okay.
Invitational, they'll have like maybe 5 to 8 teams or whatever. The dual meets typically are about 2 hours in length.
Okay.
So it's not very long. So it's
Okay.
2 teams, they're just trying to get times and everything like that. Birmingham Southern, Delta State, Millsaps, William Carey will have a program next year that they're going to start. New Orleans has a team, and Memphis area has some teams also. So that's kind of where we're going to compete against.
Okay.
Since Mississippi as a whole does not have a junior college swim, not saying program, but district, I guess you would say, we're trying to find other people. All we need is times.
Okay.
Nationals are a lot easier to compete in, because right now there's only 14 NJCAA swim programs in the nation. So with that being said, the standards are much easier to get.
Okay.
So when we're competing against the teams, I said all we would need is just some times, just to show that, hey, I've qualified, and that's all we were going to do.
Okay. Now, so you're looking for students who love to swim. Okay. What other criteria are you looking for? Now, because we talk a lot of times about, the student athlete
Sure.
here. And we concentrate on the athlete part too, but we also have to concentrate on the student part. So what are you looking for?
Sure. Let me kind of explain with my life growing up here.
Okay.
MCC taught me how to study. My high schooling, and there were some teachers I had that tried, but it did not really prepare me. MCC it hurt me back in the day, and I was taking a lot of hard stuff. But because of that, the teachers actually took the time to really spell everything out. For you to make a better grade in my class, you must do this, this, and this. That helped me a lot. So when I went on from undergrad and master's and everything else, it really prepared me for life.
Okay. Sure.
So what I'm looking for is that students that want to learn, that are eager to learn, but on that same line, there's enough avenues here for the ones that need that extra help, encouragement. I want to just provide them an opportunity, number one, to come to school, but also for them to swim also.
Okay. And I hope that, when if they need any help in studies, that they will avail themselves of the Student Success Center.
That's the whole point. And then the new place that we'll have for them when they come back in the fall.
Now let me ask you this, because Wade, this goes right to both your and my sanity, and here we are, kind of at the tail end of our careers. You know, we've been here 40 million years, and you and I both seem to be taking on new challenges. So you are now taking on, this is a big challenge. Why? And just, you know, because I know how much you love the sport. I know how much, I know how, as soon as I heard that you were going to be I was like, I know Wade is over the moon with this. But, so what prompted you to say, okay, let's do this? If you don't mind me asking.
Sure. I think in one of my reports that I wrote that I submitted to somebody, I put in there, I am not done. And I'm not ready to be done. I've always have said this. This is, coming to MCC is not work. Mm-hmm. And I'm not, as long as I'm physically and mentally able to do the things that I do, I want to do more. Mm-hmm. You know, it's kind of like I look back at my career out here at MCC, and I like to go through things, and in my mind, it's like I was able to achieve this, 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 and this. I was able to write the grant that opened up a lot of avenues for MCC. I was able to do a lot of different projects, reports, and a lot of other things. I love to serve the committees. I mean, anytime they ask, hey, what are you doing? Sure, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. I have a hard time saying no. But
it's actually been a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy the opportunity that's there. And I'm excited for it.
And sometimes there's something to say about getting out of your comfort zone.
Sure.
You know, because you challenge yourself in ways that you didn't, and you learn to do things you didn't know you could do.
Right.
And that's always a lot of fun. Well, anyone who is interested, how can they get in touch with you to say, hey, I'm interested in being on your swim team?
Email is the best way. That's the most important thing, so that way I have a contact, have a name, have information on them also. That's probably the best way for that. Okay. Well, listen, I want to thank you, and I want to have you on again to talk about how things are going. Awesome, please do.
We'll be right back.
MCC costs less and gives you more. Are you ready to jumpstart your career but don't have the time for a traditional 4-year degree? Meridian Community College can have you workforce ready in as little as 1 semester. We have workforce programs ranging from 1 semester to 2 years with experienced instructors and hands-on training that will help you gain the skills you need to succeed and start earning a paycheck sooner. Find your wings at Meridian Community College.
And we're here with the wonderful Miss Mandy Hurtt. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You doing all right?
Yes, it is a beautiful day.
It is.
And verging on being very hot, which I think we'd better get ready for.
Exactly.
Now, your official title is?
Director of Recruiting.
Director of Recruiting. Mm-hmm. And we were just talking, you've been here 3 years. You started in COVID.
Yes.
But you have been doing just some phenomenal stuff as far as getting students on this campus and viewing us. Because I've always felt, in my heart, I've always felt that MCC is the best place in the world. It is the best, in my heart, it is the best community college in the world. And I think that as soon as we can get the students here, we got them.
I agree.
So you have been doing an amazing job of getting the students here.
Well, I appreciate it. We have worked really hard. We surpassed our number of events and students on our campus. I don't remember exactly the number, but we were at 110, 112 events this year of doing stuff. So we've been busy, but it's been a good busy.
Yes, so. And in my previous guest, we were just talking about how, and this is true for the entire time I've been here, I've never felt like I've worked.
Never.
I have always, it's been a passion.
Yes.
This, of doing and helping, and you never feel like, I've never felt like this was a job. No. And I'm sure there were a lot of people who were like, they've never felt like I've worked either. But it is a labor of love that we have. But we have some stuff coming up this summer. So that has to do with getting people on campus.
Right.
Okay, and what is it?
So we're having Liftoff, and for people that do not know, Liftoff is MCC's version of orientation.
Okay.
We actually are having 5 different dates this year. So especially if students kind of can't make one date, they have 5 different options. So the first one we have is next week, which is May 25th. Then we have June 27th, July 13th, July 20th, and August 10th.
So you told me yesterday that you're kind of flipping between Thursdays and Fridays a little bit.
Like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because especially during the summer, if people are going out of town trying to get back, we've tried to kind of stay within the middle of the week for them. Okay. I will say that we are closing out registration the week before. So if anybody would like to come to next week's, they need to go ahead and sign up today because they need to go ahead and get signed up. And so go to meridiancc.edu/liftoff, and it just asks them a couple quick little questions what their t-shirt size is, because of course everybody loves a t-shirt. And then 2, what we're doing specifically this year is also having a parent breakout session, because we realize that students not only need support here on campus, but they also need to have a good support system at home. And so we are encouraging mom, dad, guardian, whoever to come with them, and we will have a special parent breakout session for them. So for any kind of questions that they may have or any kind of information that they may know, because a lot of times students, they walk out of orientation and it goes in one ear and out the other. And so just having them here as well is something that we're doing this year.
Now these, the liftoffs, these are not just for our traditional students.
No.
Anybody who wants to come here can be part of a liftoff.
Yes. The only thing is that we encourage is for them to already be registered.
Okay.
So they need to be admitted, which they need to have a final high school transcript and the ACT score, and of course their MCC application. But we do encourage them to be admitted because we of course will give them their schedule, and so they can find their classes at the very end if they want to, or talk to any kind of MCC staff that they need to as well. But it's not a requirement this year. Okay. So if they are admitted and they just haven't had a chance to get registered, they are welcome to come. Okay. And I also tell students, staff is here Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4:30, 8 to 3:30 on Friday, so they are welcome at any time to go ahead and do that. And then while they are also here, they'll do 3 rotations. They'll kind of see campus tour, they'll do a college life fair, the various different organizations that we have on campus, and then they'll have a college knowledge session where they learn the platforms that MCC uses. And then if they want to afterwards, they can get their MCC ID done because it's the new format. And then also if they want to go ahead and get their decal, so they're not waiting in line right after classes start.
Okay. Now, one of the things, and this has always been a criticism, but I don't look at it as a criticism, but I know that people will say there's just so much information thrown at the student on that day. And I will say yes, because there's so much that you need to be aware of, but I also say it's like, we're not saying that you have to quote us back verbatim what we're telling. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, look at and try to find 1 or 2 faces that you recognize. Exactly. People that you can ask in future, because you will need to. You're not going to remember everything that's said during these liftoff sessions. Right. So, but just look at a face, look at a name, and go, okay, that's the person I can talk to. Right.
And that's another reason why we're also given a folder for liftoffs as well with some information. So if they get home and they forget or they have a question, they'll at least have a contact for a question for somebody to be able to answer for them.
When you came, because you came here?
I did.
Okay.
I loved it.
And I did as well, 40 million years before you. But what did you find when you had the information sessions that we used to have many years ago? How helpful was that for you?
It was helpful to get me acclimated to campus, especially too to find some of that information that you may not have thought about it, and it gives you time to kind of sort out where everything's located on campus, and to find out some certain information, or if you need to change a schedule or meet with an advisor. That was really big for me, is coming here and especially doing the orientation, what we called it at the time, early, so I could get all my stuff taken care of during the summer before the craziness starts with classes. And so that to me was the most beneficial thing, is that I could meet with my advisor, which was Miss Lori McLean. She's still here. She's awesome. And so just to have a face and a name and be able to ask the questions that I needed.
You know, Miss McLean and I, we started on exactly the same day.
Did y'all?
She and I were in the same new faculty, a new orientation session for new faculty. But now, I'm so glad that y'all are having this, the parents part of it, because I remember years ago, I was the first person in my family to come to college. And there was so much that we just didn't know.
Right.
And I think having information sessions for the parents and saying, you know, look, you really need to support your the students if at all possible.
Right.
Because, you know, I talk about this in the college study skills class that I teach, is that we are so interested in getting dates and times for our classes, and I want Monday, Wednesday at this time and Tuesday, Thursday at this time.
Right.
I say, do you ever give any thought to when you're going to study? When you're going to do your homework.
Right.
And so many of our students have so much else on their plates.
Yes.
We have you know, single parents, and we have people who are working full-time jobs.
Exactly.
So, you know, I think helping parents be aware of these things could be very helpful.
Yes, and not only that, I've told students before, like I typically have my door open when I'm in my office, and a lot of times students don't know the information that they may not know, and so I'm more than happy to be a contact. I may not know the answer to the question, but I can definitely get you to the person that you need to go to.
Yeah.
And so real quick, I do want to tell you is that we are starting a call campaign and getting out, talking to students about liftoff and getting them signed up. So if they want to get signed up or need help, they can give us a call and we can actually walk through it and get them signed up.
And let me say again, it doesn't have to be the traditional. There is no traditional anymore.
Right.
Traditional
Anybody.
student. If you want to change your life,
Yes.
come back to school. Start
Exactly.
now. I want to thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
Thank you to the teachers for encouraging me when I wasn't sure where to start, for seeing my potential even when I didn't, for inspiring me to reach farther and try harder.
Thank you, MCC. You helped me change my future.
Find your wings at MCC.
And we are back with Miss Mandy Hurtt. I appreciate you coming and staying on for an extra segment.
Thank you.
You just have that. We've got so much going on this campus.
We really do. We really
and
do.
you are the point person for all of this. But in addition to the liftoffs that we were talking about last segment, what else is happening?
So, starting the beginning of June, we're going to have College for Kids.
Oh my goodness!
I know it's the best time
It is.
on our campus. Those
I
2
love
weeks.
I love when you're walking about and you see these groups of children, you know, because we have a huge number of people watching them to make sure your kids are safe, but that just, you know, walking along, going from class to class and looking like they are having the best time in the world.
They are. They really are.
Now, so College for Kids lasts how long?
So it's 2 weeks.
Okay.
And so when parents go on to sign their child up, they can pick either both. If they want them to do both weeks, they could choose to just do 1 week. They can choose them just to do one class, whether it's a morning class, afternoon class. It's $75 per class. And of course, when you sign up online, it go ahead and hit. It actually calculates for you, so you don't have to worry about. And you just do it on the computer. I actually signed up another employee's child because, you know, those classes, they are kids know exactly what they want to take, and they sometimes go fast, but everybody's in luck. We still have some more open. So I know that we have like mosaics and nursing, and I'm trying to think stir crazy, which that's always a favorite of doing all different kinds of things. And then also we have STEAM for teens, and that is just the second week, and I believe it's like 1:30 to 4 for ages 13 to 17, and it's a little bit more detailed that it is for the traditional College for Kids, because they do a little bit more like journaling and mosaics and painting and that sort of thing.
Typically, I know you might not know this number off the top of your head, but typically about how many children do we serve during that time period?
I think it's a little over 500.
Oh my.
If I remember right, Courtney, who is over College for Kids, she had mentioned that we were, I guess, about to break a record.
Okay.
But I mean, it's the more the merrier.
The more the merrier.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think we were one of the first colleges in the state to offer the College for Kids. Now it's being imitated a lot. I'm not saying who or where, but it's being imitated a lot. But I think this, first off, I think it gives children just a good taste of college.
It does.
You know,
it really does.
Come here and see our facilities and know that you're taken care of. But the class offerings, because I know before they've done all kinds of cooking, they've done all kinds of art,
and the animals and all.
My nephew a few years ago, now I don't have any children of age for College for Kids, but my nephew, he took guitar, and he also they did a play.
Oh yeah.
And just had the best time doing it. And you could, and I think I would have to pick him up at a certain time and when he was finished with everything, but it was just so smooth.
It really is. And Courtney's gotten it down to a fine art. And when you're talking about picking up, so it ends at 12, and so parents have to sign out their child.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure that they are getting to the appropriate parent and going home. And so they just need to keep that in mind. And especially on the first day, we ask for them to bring them into the gym to make sure that they get settled and they know where to go. And then after that, once they figure it out, I mean, they know where to go sit. But that's what we generally ask.
And I would just want to make a comment here, because Courtney's in charge of
she is.
And you're doing the lift off, and you do a lot of other things. But sometimes I wonder if people understand exactly how much work goes into making something look like it's going smoothly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, I've had people talk about lift-offs and orientations and all of this, and they go, oh, that was just so smooth. It looked like everything was just working on it, and you were, had no stress whatsoever on you. And I'm like, oh, no, you don't understand.
Right.
You have a huge amount of stress, but
it's worth it.
It's worth it, but a lot of effort goes into ensuring that it's going smoothly.
Yes, and Courtney, I will say, like every year she strives to make it bigger and better and more, a lot more smooth than the last year. She starts about January, and to making sure she gets the instructors that are passionate and knowledgeable about classes and getting everything set up. So especially during the registration process, that it all goes, smooth.
This is it's a technical question, but typically with our regular classes in the college, we have to have at least 10 sign up for the class to be able to run. Do they have the same thing with College for Kids? Do you have to have a certain number of students? Do you know that?
I don't know off the top of my head, but we've never had that problem.
Okay, so
I'll be honest.
The things have.
Yes, so
they
it's
offer
grown
a class
that much.
that's going to run.
Yes, but I will say before I forget is that they could either Google College for Kids, Meridian Community College, or go to meridiancc.edu/college, the number 4 kids. But it does close next Wednesday.
Okay.
So if they're thinking, hey, I may want to get my child signed up, that sort of thing, they need to go ahead and do it.
You better do it. Yeah, do it now. Get
yes,
everything.
do it now.
With College for Kids, with lift-offs, we're trying to encourage the students to go ahead and get things done.
Yes.
So that the class you want is going to be available.
Exactly.
when you want it, so that there are no hurt feelings later on.
Right, but typically, kids, everything that we offer, they seem to absolutely love. And Courtney also takes it very much in consideration of, what do the kids, like the most, and what other offerings do they want to see the next year. And so she's very knowledgeable and forward-thinking for the next year to make it bigger and better.
Well, I'm going to put out a call for Courtney to come on the show.
Well, I don't know if she'll come. Courtney's not exactly, she doesn't like to do the publicity part, but I don't mind. It's a great college experience, summer experience for kids.
It is.
You were talking about a long time ago. So I actually was an assistant back when Miss Janet Heggie did it.
Oh my
and
goodness,
so when it was down at Webb, and so it holds a near dear place in my heart for it, and it's just a wonderful experience.
And as I said, you just see the young people, because I work all year, as you do as well, and so you're walking out, and you don't see as many people during the summer as in regular fall or springs, but it's so just heartening to see these young kids out there and just having the best time of their lives. And that, to me, just says it.
Well, and not only that, but MCC faculty and staff, and especially the instructors and the assistants, are very passionate about it as well. You want to make sure that the kids are having a great time and that they're learning, and it's fun. So that's really good to see.
I think that's part of our, in the community, because we are a community college, where you want to give young people, in the same way as a liberal arts education, just a taste of all the different subjects, just a taste of, hey, you might be interested in this, here, try it and see what you think.
Exactly, because I mean, we have different classes like being a fireman, or find out more about going to see the police and different things like that, maybe cooking, and so they may find out what their passion is through that, and so they'll know later on to pursue that.
And you said that they have until next Wednesday?
Yes, the 24th.
To register.
Yes.
Okay. And would you please go over the liftoff dates for us one more time?
Yes. So liftoff May 25th, June 27th, July 13th, July 20th, and August 10th. And so when they go onto our website, meridiancc.edu/liftoff, they can choose whatever date is best for them.
Okay. Listen, thank you again.
No, thank you.
We'll be right back.
Not essential. Never let anyone tell you that again. Never doubt your abilities to make a difference. How do I know this about you? Because I'm a teacher. I am the one who will push you harder and farther than you could have ever imagined. Teach you things that you never thought possible. And if you will give me 100%, then I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and together we will change your future. MCC, find your wings.
On behalf of executive producers Matt Milner and Tanisha Clark, media mogul Josh Taylor, who's in the south of France, and me, thank you for watching. Hope you learned a lot, and we'll see you next week.